who to
Give
where
it back
put
to
them
him.
on the carts. Okay.
Speaking of, have you seen a red
It's in the bottom of the sink.
It does have
Oh,
anyway.
does it? Okay, no. Okay, so I'm using this whole contraption is going to be in the locker in the glaze room. So when you're done with it, please clean it really good and then put it back in there. Okay. So it's just like a caulk gun if you guys ever use those.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
So yeah, I don't know, we'll do a crazy one. All right, so just like a caulk gun, right? You gotta hold that down, and then that will allow you to move this back and forth. If it gets really stuck, tell me. I have to grease this every now and then, but so I'm gonna insert this in here like that, right? And you just screw that on. Okay, I've pre-rolled this, but of course you're gonna use whatever clay your bodies are, right? So porcelain. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and squish that in there. Okay, try to get it off the threads if you can. All right. So I'm gonna try to line this up so that it's roughly kind of straight. And then this goes on here. Sometimes this messes it up a little bit, yeah, a lot. So I have to turn it a little bit this way. Okay. All right. So now you guys can see here, I have this board, right? So here's the deal. I'm going to just start. Oh, I don't know if I can get that on tonight. Okay. All right. So cut. Sorry.
Take 3.
This is real life here. You bastard. Okay.
You've been cursing more often, but
Yeah, sorry. I might have to grease it. All right, so if this happens, gotta, can you guys see I'm trying to go kind of slow? Like I'm not squeezing it out super fast. Okay, now I'm gonna just come in here. I'm just gonna tear it, kind of twist it.
what happens if you go fast? If you squeeze it?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's see.
If I'm gonna break it.
Oh, no, you won't break it.
Okay.
And then these, so what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to kind of straighten it out a little bit. So if you go really fast, see how it kind of,
It like jams it.
well, it'll like sometimes like create these little
Oh, I see it.
like
These
kinks in there.
Oh, I see it.
So I try to not do that. But, it just depends on how well you fit that clay into the tube. If you get, like on this one, you see how there's like these little air pockets, right? So that's something to avoid if you can, and that's just about wedging your clay really good and getting it properly, as much inside that tube as you can. Okay, so now I've got this, this is a handle that some people like because it's got kind of a rounded back here and then a slot for your fingers, right? So some people like that, but there's all sorts of other dies here. That's called a die. So if you wanted to switch midstream, then you can pull this back a little bit and then you can unscrew this. And then you can take this tool, pop this out, kind of deal, right? Switch it. Okay, so I squirted out a bunch of these, and then if you want to start a curve, then you can find objects like this, and if you notice I put a little bit of clay underneath so that it won't roll away. And sometimes like for small cups I'll use things like this. Again, you got to put something so it doesn't roll away, but yeah, it makes for some really nice handles. So you guys might want to check that out. Okay, so now this is getting pretty pretty stiff. So let's get to that. Go ahead and you guys could keep this stuff in there. All right, so this is a clay I use. It's called, well, I made it up from a recipe. It's called peach. So it looks like I've been eating Cheetos. I have not. Okay. So I'm gonna take. Let's do this cup here. All right. So when you guys are. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do this cup here. So you guys notice, like I cleaned earlier. Well, Brenda saw me early this morning. I was ribbing the bottom here so it's nice and smooth. Also too, remember how with these cups or any kind of form we compress from the interior, so you have to do the same from the exterior. So not only was I smoothing the bottom out in general, then I was kind of drawing my finger, my rib towards the center like that. And then it's very slightly, ever so slightly domed right here. Because that adds, that little arch adds a lot of strength here. Okay, so I made this purposely so that I had someplace to go from on my cup to right here. See that little transition? And also this is a big cup. So this is, I'm not gonna put like a tiny little teacup handle on here. I need like 3 or 4 fingers, right? So I needed a bigger handle. And so we'll use one of these guys. And so these are some that have been kind of sitting out here. And so if you guys have your box cutters, right? So now I've cut away some of this firmer clay, and you can use the table too, like that helps. All right, so now I'm gonna look, so I'm kind of placing this here, and this is where I'm actually sitting down in the chair with, it kind of helps to put this stuff in your lap. So I'm kind of looking here, you know, do I want a handle that, you know, kind of starts out, well, that's like I guess a relaxed kind of arch, right? I can also put a little more tension in here. This is the nice thing about working with, I'm looking to see if that's cracking. That's kind of big, huh? Okay, I feel like I'm getting close, so I'm gonna cut this off. And if you have 10 cups, don't make just 10 handles. Make like 15 or 20 handles. 'Cause you're gonna need, I mean, it's ceramics. You gotta, yeah, so see, it's too stiff.
Aww.
Yeah, that's okay. Because I made more. I made
It
extras.
stresses me out.
Yeah, okay, that's finished. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to help myself out a little bit and kind of pre-bend that before I get it on the cup. Okay. That's great.
That's basically.
That's great.
You like it?
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
All right, can you guys see how I'm pulling the handle with my finger?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You see how it changes the arch a little bit?
Mhm.
So it went from being kind of equidistant to more of a traditional handle. I think I waited too long to show you guys the handle demo.
Whoops.
Alright, and it's gotten a lot shorter. Does that
I think that's better.
look better?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because that's what I got.
And this is the shortest I'll ever get too.
So I'm wondering, yeah, okay, I agree. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I don't want to go to the very top. I'm going to go just below. And now I'm going to mark this just real lightly. And you can use a needle tool, whatever tool you have handy. Okay, and then this is where your cool tools come into play, right? So I'm going to score that. Of course, score this. It's also dangerous to put like handles that go all the way down to the base, because frequently they'll make if you don't get it right, they sometimes will chip later when they're fired. Okay. Is there a little cup? Oh,
This one?
yes, perfect, thank you. So this is magic water, and you guys know where the magic water is in
Yeah.
the locker. So I just got like a tiny little bit there. It's fresh, so because you know my motto, right? Don't trust anybody.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even yourself.
No, I don't.
Sometimes I don't trust myself.
No.
I'm just myself a lot. I have bad
Okay,
judgment.
so putting a little bit of water on there. So this end looks a little kind of ratty. So, all right. Now the other thing is I'm gonna slightly bevel this. You can bevel it away from you, right? So I don't know if you guys can see. So I'm just gonna slightly bevel that like this. And if you want to, you can like widen that out a little bit, just like that. And then I can let me see something. I'm gonna I just want to kind of better fit that to the body. I'm avoiding that area, 'cause that's where I'm going to get, son of a... All right, well, let's pretend like it's not cracking, right?
Okay.
Okay, so then I'm going to come in here. Man, I got to crank out a bunch more handles. Dang it.
You sucky.
Are these too hard for you
I don't know, yeah, try to bend them and let's see what happens.
I'm scared.
Okay, so I've got some,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I've got magic water in there. And then what you guys are gonna do, I don't wanna ruin my cut. Come on, I worked hard on it. So
I
can you
know
guys
you
see I'm
did.
like kind of squishing that back and forth up here, and then once that's stuck, then you can go ahead and rub that back and forth like that, and then it will be stuck on there. And
pretend
then
it did
take
not
a
hurt.
brush with water, not magic water, and you clean up around that seam.
Mm.
So, yeah, I gotta squirt out some more handles here, because I think these are gonna be just